Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about the origami curler unit, which I use to make things like this, and this, and this, and this. And I made all of those pieces out of little units like this, and I'm going to show you how to make them. There's a lot of reasons why I really like these curler unit projects, and the first one is because it's so impressive. Like, I made this myself, and I watched myself make it, and I saw how easy it is. And I'm still, like, kind of impressed by it, because, like, look at it, it's amazing. And so another reason is because it's so easy, because it's made from just a lot of little units like this, which are actually just made from the Waterbomb base, which is like the first base you ever learned when you started doing origami. Another thing I like about it is it doesn't have to be so precise, which I'll show in the video. And along with that, because it doesn't have to be as precise as other origami projects have to be, it can be made by a lot of different kinds of paper. So this project was actually made from a book about like perennials. I always go to the used book sales and look for like the really cheap books on flowers, because then you can use the paper for origami paper, which I did, and then you can like cut your own squares out, and they don't have to be perfect squares, so that helps out a lot too. This one here I made out of construction paper, and usually construction paper is just abysmal for origami projects, but it works really well here, and it actually holds up really well to the project. I think regular kami origami paper might not hold up that well, because these curler units have to hold their integrity pretty well, so that's why construction paper actually works better than regular origami paper for this project. The biggest reason why I like these projects is because you don't need any glue and you don't need any sewing. They just hold each other together with the curls, with the tension and support of the other curls around it. And I think that's pretty cool, and I think it's really romantic. That's like the most romantic thing that origami can come up with, is that it needs all the other pieces. Like this one has 60 pieces, and if it only had 59, then it wouldn't be held together so strongly. And I could probably throw this across the room and it wouldn't fall apart, and now I'm tempted to do it. So that's what we're gonna do. Yep, it totally held together. Let's check it out. So weird to me. See? And none of the pieces came apart, and if one of the pieces weren't there, then it would just be a mess on the floor. That was really weird of me. It's tempting, I want to do it again. But anyway, yeah, in my sad, pathetic life that I've made for myself here in Indiana, this is what I have to call romantic. Oh, and yes, that is a juicy eye chart that I have. Yay, me! Okay, anyway, the last thing that is really cool about the curler units is that, and I guess all unit origami in general, unit modular origami, is that you get to explore your inner geometry nerd. And a little known fact about me is, like, at the highlight of my schooling career, when I took geometry, I think in the 8th grade, I actually got 100% in the whole class, which is, yeah, probably nobody will ever care about again, and I don't even know why I remember that, because it doesn't mean anything. Not that if you're in high school and taking geometry you shouldn't study hard, because you should. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, your geometry nerd comes out, because these regular unit Polyhedra, you have to learn what they are in order to make them, you know what I mean? First I'll show you how to make the unit, which is really, really simple. Alright, so we have to make a water bomb base, which you probably know how to make if you're watching this video. So first you just make 2 diagonal folds. Sorry about the glare. I'm actually not sorry about the glare because the glare means that it's sunny, and it's never been sunny since I've been here. Then you flip the paper, and then you make 2 horizontal folds, folding the paper right in half like this into 2 rectangles. So you can see I'm not being that precise with it. Like you can see I have the edges there, and the edges are ragged and they're not perfect. But that's okay because the units don't have to be that perfect. Right? Like that. So then you fold it in half like that, and then you take these 2 corners and then push them together, and then the 2 sides, other corners, should pop out like that. So you'll kind of have like a star if you turn it on its side like that. A 4-pointed star. Then you just fold it down, and that's your water bomb base. So then you take your water bomb base and you have to curl it into something like this. So the reason I'm wearing chopsticks in my hair is that I actually use chopsticks to curl it. So I like these chopsticks that you can get for your hair because they kind of taper a little bit better than a regular chopstick from, you know, Chinese food or Japanese food. So you see how that tapers a lot smaller than the one from the Chinese food place. So that's why I like this one. But either one will work. A pencil will work too. Anything like that. All you gotta do is take your paper and then take your chopstick. I can't do it with my left hand, but you take your chopstick and you curl like this. So you want to make sure that if the point of the water bomb base is pointing up, so are all the curls. Then when you go to the next one over, you want to go to the next flap, and you want to make sure that it's being curled in the same direction. Luckily, because of muscle memory and habit, you will most likely have them curl in the same direction anyway. So they're just like that, all curling in the same direction. So if you wanted to, which you don't, they would be able to curl on top of each other like that. So then you just do all 4 like that, all in the same direction. You want to make it so that it's like a cone starting from this point here. So the point right in the center. You want to make it so that it's a cone. So you don't want to curl it straight across like this. You want to do it at an angle like this to make a cone. That's also why the taper helps when you do this. So then at the end I like to take them all and curl them all in. And then just give them a little push, a little pinch like that so that they stay tight. Then you'll have something like this. Then when you put them together, the curls just go together like that. And then you can just start building. So with the different polyhedra, this point, which used to be the point of the water bomb base, is actually the vertex. So however many vertices are in a polyhedra, that's how many units you need. So the different polyhedra that I've made, the first one is the Cuboctahedron, which is 12 units with 8 triangles like this. So the way you make a triangle is you put 3 curls in the center, and then the vertices line up and make a triangle like that. Then this also has 6 squares. So you put 4 curls in the center of the square, and the 4 vertices line up to make a square like that. The next one I made was the Rhombicuboctahedron, and it is made out of 24 units, and it has 8 triangles. So there's the triangle there, and 18 squares, like that. Okay, the next biggest one is the Icosidodecahedron, which is the first one that I made that actually has pentagons. And the pentagons are nice because they actually look like stars. Let me see if I can show it like that. There. So with the pentagon you have 5 curls in the center, and then the 5 corners, the 5 vertices line up to make the pentagon. So this is 30 units, and it has only pentagons and triangles. It has 12 pentagons and 20 triangles. So to make this and to keep your wits about you so you don't mess up, all of the pentagons have a triangle on all the sides. So the pentagon only shares sides with the triangles. So see, on every side there's a triangle. And then a triangle only shares its sides with other pentagons. So every triangle will have 3 pentagons around it. Every pentagon will have 5 triangles around it. And that's how you make the Icosidodecahedron. The next one is the Rhombicosidodecahedron, which is 60 units, and which was the most fun to make because it has all 3 shapes in it. So with the Rhombicosidodecahedron, you have the 60 units, and you make 12 pentagons, 20 triangles, and 30 squares. So what it's shaped like is it has a pentagon there in the center. Then on the sides of all the pentagon sides is a square. So there's a square there. It might be hard to see because of my paper. So right there. So all the sides of all the pentagons share a side with a square. However, the square shares only 2 of its sides with other pentagons, and it shares its other 2 sides with triangles. Another way to think of it is that the pentagon doesn't share any of its sides with triangles, but across all of the corners, all the vertices, is a triangle. So the pentagon shares all its vertices with a triangle and all of its sides with a square. It's hard to keep track of this one, but as long as you have a picture, that helps a lot. So that's basically all I have to say about that. If you watch my little inset videos, you should be able to figure out how to put them all together. I will be showing a more in-depth tutorial on how to put the Icosidodecahedron together, but I'm actually going to be using the fish curler unit, which looks like this. So when I show this, you should be able to appreciate more how to make the curler units all go together. So stay tuned for this one because it should be my next video. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.